TruckWorld TV, sponsored by Auto Trader Trucks.
Now, one topic that's popped up throughout the series is how do we get young people like Mr. Campbell here involved in the industry. We've seen the great work that Think Logistics do, going into schools and colleges, getting people excited at a young age about the logistics industry, but we wondered what else could be done, and is it such a big problem at the coalface? Well, a few days ago, myself and the crew went over to Warrington to visit Thompson Transport to look at some fantastic trucks, of course, but also to meet up with a driver, recruiter and trainer, a guy called Tom Bridge, to get his view from the coalface, if you like, about this issue. Situated just off the M6 in Stretton, Warrington, Thompson Transport is one of the new breed of haulage companies who are enjoying rapid growth and an ever-expanding customer base that sees their modern fleet of vehicles delivering freight across the length and breadth of the country. As well as having new vehicles on the fleet, Thompsons are also keen to attract new drivers into the industry and have been openly supportive of new driver schemes, including assisting horsepower training, who encourage men and women to consider a career in the industry. Now, any successful haulage company has got to have a lot of vehicles, but then also they need a lot of drivers to drive those vehicles, and as we've already touched on in the series, there is a bit of a problem. A shortage of drivers and getting new people into the industry now. Tom Bridge, you run Bridge Step, which is a recruitment company.
That's the one, yeah.
For drivers in this industry.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah.
Are you having a great time or a bad time at the minute?
A very bad time. I think as the older drivers and the driver CPC came in, a lot of drivers left the industry. As the older drivers retire, there's fewer younger drivers coming in, and there's quite a few obstacles in the way for new recruits or new drivers coming in into the industry.
What sort of challenges do you face trying to get drivers into these sort of businesses?
I think you've got to ask yourself the question, who wants to actually drive a lorry sometimes? Because it's a lot of the drivers who are out driving, even the younger lads who are out there now, they come from historical HGV drivers, the granddad, the dad, that's where they've come from. And other lads have either been in the army or something like they've gained their HGV license from that. So anyone coming into the industry now that's decided, look, I want to be a HGV driver, they've got to jump through so many hoops. You've got to do the first find the money for the testing, and they've got to do the class 2, the class 1. They've got the driver CPC initial qualification to do now. I think there's too much enforcement in the logistics industry. In my back pocket now, I've got a driver CPC card, a digital tacho card, the driving license itself, plus ADR. If you're an ADR driver, HIAB, IPAF, there's a whole list of things that or licenses that you have to have with you just to be able to jump into a truck and do a job. So, come on, we like to try and be positive on on this show. What can we do to fix it in an ideal world? What do we need to do to solve this problem? It needs less enforcement and more encouragement into the and I think businesses, small businesses and hauliers like these need some encouragement to bring people in to do the job and allow for apprenticeships, maybe bring a younger person in to go out with an experienced driver and learn the job, because that's a lot of the issue is experience. If you go to an employer now and they want a year's worth of experience, well, where'd you get that experience from unless you're given it? And you've got to be given the opportunity, and we're fortunate enough to be able to give that experience. A lot of companies are able to give that experience, but it's a tough one. They just need to be able to be given a chance. Now,
I suppose there's a danger. We've perhaps been a bit negative of flagging up those challenges and the difficulties, but they're overcomable, aren't they? And when you get into it, presumably, it is a great industry to be in.
It's a fantastic industry, and the reason being is you can start from nothing right down at the bottom and work your way right up to MD level and everything in between. It's a fantastic industry. It's superb, and I wouldn't change it.
But you've got to work hard and be prepared.
Absolutely, yeah. You've got to work hard and put your hand in and do the job. If you can start from the bottom and gather that experience to get to the top, it's one of those that you can do that in this industry.
So any younger people watching this who we might have 2 minutes ago sort of put them off, you'd say what? Stick at it. Just if you think it is for you,
I personally believe that logistics is one of the most versatile industries in the world. You can come in, like I did, at the very bottom as an apprentice mechanic, to being a warehouse manager, a transport manager, a supervisor, and eventually own your own business. You know, if you want to do that, you can, there's so much you can do. Get your HGV license, forklift, like anything you want to do, because ultimately, without the logistics industry and haulage, we don't get any of the stuff to the shops, and we can have as many people stacking shelves as we want, but if the stuff doesn't get to the shops, we don't have anything.
That's brilliant. Great chatting to you. Thanks very much, Tom. Cheers. In talking to the guys here at Thompson's, they say they don't have such a problem finding drivers, as they see their working conditions and support of drivers as a big selling point. And as for ages, they've had 19-year-olds on the fleet previously and currently have a 21-year-old driver. And let's not underestimate the fact as well that having great kit to drive has got to be a selling feature for anyone getting into the industry, be it a brand new DAF, Scanias, £100,000 worth of Actros. And I think that's the thing for me looking at this industry. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, to earn good money, you've got to work hard, but you can say that about any job. But let's not forget and let's not underestimate the fantastic bits of machinery that potentially you get to call your daily office. What I thought was interesting here, Tim, is you've got the recruiter saying, yes, there is a problem, but the haulier, who's growing at a huge rate of knots, they've had 19-year-old drivers, 21-year-old driver on the books at the minute, so they're getting through the insurance issues. So what, you know, you're the expert, what do you think?
I'm not an expert, mate, but certainly I have a view on it. Nationally, we still have a problem, and wherever you talk to, all the industry, RHA, FTA, we're all saying, yeah, we do have a shortfall, and it's in the tens of thousands. But at the same time, there are good businesses that really have a training program, they get through that and see above that, and obviously the bigger they are, the more they can invest in things like that. So yeah, I think those are the big case of, yeah, get yourself in order, reward the drivers. It's all about looking after your drivers. Those that look after the drivers, then you're not going to have as big an issue as those that don't, and that's simple economics really more than anything else.
Well, that leads us nicely into our driver chats, and again, because we want to end on a high note and not worry about the troubles of business, because any job that you go into will have its challenges, but we thought we'd ask them, what's the best thing about being a truck driver?
If you like being away, you know, travelling, seeing the sights, and yeah, definitely go for it. Yeah. It's all I've ever done, 25 years, so yeah, it's okay.
Mainly it's because when you go out, you're your own boss, and it's great, you know what I mean? You just go out, you know you've got a job to do, get there, do it, you know, you can do it however you want with the firm I work for, which is great. So that's what I enjoy about it. Plus, I'm on my own, you know what I mean? I've got nobody to answer to as such, really, but that's another good thing. I really enjoy it.
It's a job that I've always done, so you tend to do what you're good at, don't you? Or you try to, and you want to be happy with your work, so I'm happy driving. So that's what I like about it.
How long have you been driving then?
35 years. Long enough, isn't it?
You're on your own, you're your own boss in that, really, to be honest. It's that's what I like. It's a bit of a change from my old job anyway. I served 7 years in the Welsh Guards, so I've only just got out of the army, so I'm fairly new to truck driving. I like it, yeah, it's all right, it's good.
Some good money to be earned. There's some good money to be earned if you get in with the right crowd. So yeah, it is. It's a good job.
It depends on how you look at it and what you want to do. Obviously, if you want to stay out and whatnot all week, things like that. I don't. I only stay out occasional nights. But it's a good life. It is a good life, yeah. I enjoy it.
During my time in the army, I got all my licences, and then it took me about 4 weeks after it to pick up my CPC and PDP and stuff like that. But once I got all that, and then I was straight in then, straight driving. Yeah, it was good. Straight in the deep end.
Yeah,
it's good though. Yeah, it's good.
Well, that is it for this series. Thank you very much for watching, but don't forget you can catch up on all the previous episodes and all the latest news on our website, which is truckworldtv.co.uk.
But also, don't forget, also Twitter, which is TruckWorld_TV.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye-bye.
TruckWorld TV, sponsored by Auto Trader Trucks.